welcome to another interesting recipe. So, we're in phase 3 here in Canada. Bars have started to open up, patios have started to open up. One common bar food that's become a big trend these days is crispy cauliflower tossed in a whole bunch of sauces. It's a very versatile thing. Once you know how to make crispy fried cauliflower, you could toss it in any sauce that you want. But the problem is, many times I've talked to people, I've eaten Hakka Chinese, and the cauliflower is either soggy, too floury, not crispy enough. So after experimenting about 40 to 50 times with different styles, I finally come up with a 3-step technique to be able to make your cauliflower so crispy that even the next day it's so crunchy that you could actually just eat it off just like that. And this is just a base versatile dish. Now the reason why this is special is today I'm going to be showing you how to toss this in a special jerk sauce with green onions and garlic, because it's one of my good friends Thomas's birthday, so we're going over and he requested something very unique. Let's get right into it. There's a little bit of pre-prep required. Try to make sure that your cauliflower is even sizes. This cauliflower is cut as evenly as I can. There are some minor smaller pieces here, and this has been boiled in boiling water for about 5 minutes. And to water I added salt and a little bit of turmeric. That's it. And once I've boiled it, drain it thoroughly, take paper towels, pat dry it, and then cool it down for about an hour or two. To this I'm going to add the initial marinade, then I'm going to get the batter and you're going to fry it twice. So there are a couple of steps that if you don't miss, you will come up with what I can guarantee the crunchiest, the most delicious cauliflower ever. So let's get into the ingredients. First you have the cauliflower that I've spread out so that there's no moisture and the cooling can be done evenly. To this I'm going to add my first marinade. I have my powdered spices. Right here you have salt, black salt, cumin powder, lots of black pepper, a few fennel seeds, red chili powder and coriander powder. Okay, so I'm just going to toss this up evenly like that and mix the whole thing in, okay, as you can see. Once you do that, obviously you're going to mix everything up. Okay, this is my first marinade. Okay, and I'm just going to make sure that most of as much as to the best that I can, the powders kind of coat the cauliflower as evenly as possible. Okay, that's step number 1. Very simple. Okay, you can pre-make this and keep your cauliflower in the fridge for some time. Okay, now to this, all I would want to add now is 2 wet spices, and I would not even say spice, 2 wet items to the marinade. Okay, so now you have this. Let me just make sure that they're as evenly as coated as possible. There will be more or less, but it's okay. You have some wiggle room, like my dad would say, to play around with this. So once you've coated your cauliflower, also by the way, this can make an amazing street snack even with this masala without tossing this in any sauce. Simply double fry it and enjoy like what you would call a crispy, nice cauliflower pakoda. You could do that as well. So like I said, feel free to experiment with cooking and enjoy yourself. Now if you come closer, I'm just going to be adding just a dash of lime. Okay, this could be 1 spoon for a few people. That's it. And then I will be taking and first coating this up with 2 spoons of corn flour. See, 1. There's more corn flour here, but I've just added. I just have that to make the batter mix. Okay, actually a little bit more because I just realized I don't get enough coverage here. And then neatly toss this up. Okay, see this? Just a gentle coating of corn flour here. Okay, kind of make sure that there are no rogue pieces escaping here. Okay, once you do that, okay, roughly. All right, let me quickly wash my hands before I handle other stuff. With this, I'm just adding 1.5 spoons of ginger and garlic paste. I normally make my own, but I'm kind of cheating here. To make the batter quick and simple, there's no trick to it. First I have a cup of all-purpose flour, to which I've added some salt, pepper and chili flakes. Fair enough? That's it. Okay, put this in a mixing bowl. Okay, to this add 80% of the quantity of the flour, add the cornstarch. Okay, people can use rice flour, but this is the method that has worked for me. Now to this, here's where you have to be a little careful. You don't just add water blindly. You take a whisk and you neatly whisk the contents, and you start pouring in your water little by little. Don't dump too much water, and then mix it so that there are no lumps formed. Okay, it's cold water. I'm not taking any warm water, no seltzer water. Though there is a way you can make beer battered cauliflower, but that's a discussion for another time. So you see the consistency now. Add a little bit of water and flour if you want to adjust. It should be thick like this, but not too loose, and most importantly, it should be lump free. Now the cauliflower is ready to be put in the batter and fried, first at low and then at ultra high temperature. So fried on low heat and then set it aside for about 5-10 minutes once it cools down, then flash fry it. Many restaurants use this technique, whether they're making French fries, fried chicken, crispy chicken, KFC, many people, you see Popeyes, they actually fry their chicken at lower batches, and then when the customer comes and orders in, they go at like 400 for like 3-4 minutes. That crisps everything up. It allows the heat to redistribute, resettle, the juices to redistribute. It's an amazing technique. It's flash frying twice. I have my oil ready, okay, to fry, and it's I don't have a thermometer to measure the temperature. I have to eventually get one, but it's on medium high. It's not extremely high. It's not smoky. All you have to do now, take the cauliflower, okay, simply dip it in your batter, okay, coat it, and just put it straight into the oil. See that? And then you start doing that with the other pieces as well. This is what a lightly fried cauliflower should look like. I've just let it so that all the oil can be absorbed. Notice there's no coloring on it, but the batter has just set. It's still crispy, but now after I'm done frying everything, I will be turning up the heat and flash frying them, and then you yourself can see how amazingly tasty and crispy this will turn out. I'm gonna let the oil come up to a nice steaming heat. Ideally, if you have a thermometer, I'm looking at about 400 or 380 Fahrenheit. So that's what I would get the oil to. And once the oil you see bubbling, you can now flash put your cauliflower in very quickly. So very quickly, and then see how this will immediately crisp up in give it about 3 or 4 minutes. So you see that? Obviously this should be a much deeper pan, but you know, I'm making do with this. Give it about 3 or 4 minutes, and then you see how beautifully crispy it will turn into. And then I will take a fork and do what we call a crunch test. I'm not able to get over how crispy the cauliflowers turned out. It's not overly doughy, it's not half cooked. Come closer. This is perfect for any sauce to be absorbed. So, see this? And the crunch. What I'd like to do is toss this in a nice Caribbean heat sauce, which is the jerk sauce, for which I've had my homemade jerk sauce in one bowl. And another bowl, I just added some vegetable stock, soy sauce, okay, barbecue sauce, ketchup, and vinegar. That's it. And then the jerk. And then now, if you know a thing about West Indian cuisine, they love to use their spices and balance them with fragrant punches. So this has green onion, fresh Jamaican ginger, and garlic neatly chopped up. So watch how I'm gonna bring the sauce together and toss it up. I've left some green onions for garnish. And to start off with, I have my pan with oil. To this, I'm simply gonna add the aromatics that I've just done. Just reserving a little bit of onions for garnish. I'm going to take this and I'm going to let them sizzle up and soften them up a little bit and cook them a little bit without having them too pungent. The beauty of jerk sauce is it is very traditional to the West Indies in general, and I use the word West Indies because again, many cultures use it. Many countries use it. The West Indies, Trinidad, Tobago, Guyana, they have their own, everyone has their own version, but the key ingredients of the sauce are usually Scotch bonnet peppers. If they're not available, you can do with habanero, but preferably that and the 5 spice, or the pimento peppers and the 5 spice add that punch. A little bit of thyme, a little bit of rosemary, garlic, lemon juice. These are the main ingredients of a jerk sauce. So, and cinnamon, okay? And some ground clove. Now, If you can't make it at home, please go to your store and they have bottled jerk sauces. Grace is a decent brand here, or Montego Bay jerk sauce. Look for it usually in your closest superstore or Loblaws. So ideally, it's made at home. Everybody has their own version. You can now see that this has turned really fragrant. This has got a few green chilies as well, I did forget to mention. Now once this is done, simply add your first sauce. See that? Let it simmer a little bit. Okay. Once this simmers, take and add in your beautiful crispy cauliflower. See that? And any accumulated oil. Okay, I've drained out, or I've tried to drain out as much oil as I possibly could. Right? Now, put tea, toss them in the sauce. Finish up with the final punch, and with amazing jerk sauce. There you go. And your jerk tossed cauliflower is done. You could literally smell the spices. I wish one day we have technology where you could smell what I'm smelling.